Alright YouTube, today I'm going to introduce you to our next project on the list here. This is the ranch truck. This is a 1990 Chevrolet 2500 V8 3-speed, just a good solid old truck. And this is a used Meyer snowplow. We have no idea what it came off of or what it's supposed to fit, but it's going on the Chevy. What I'm doing in this first part is I've got this plate here, and that plate bolts to this cross member through that hole and that hole. And I'm going to weld, I don't have them out here, but I'm going to weld two pockets on here for the base of the plow to pin into so it can pivot up and down. And then we're going to figure out the lift system. We got a couple of options, but while I've got the welder out, there's also some damage here on the plow itself. You can see this weld is broken and has to be repaired. This weld is broken, and it's broken in the same places here on this side. So we're going to set up and fix that stuff first. So here we go. I got all my welding repairs made that needed to be made up here. I had to tack that where it was cracking apart. And I got the bracket made that we wanted. You can see the plow A-frame is already pinned into it. Now this bracket is only secured here by two little 12mm bolts, which is obviously not going to be strong enough for what we're doing. So I'm looking at putting a brace coming off the outside of each pocket. So here we are. I've been working on this afternoon for a while, and you can see down here at the bottom, oh, there's our lower brace or lower mount, I guess. It's bolted to the frame. Here's what we're doing for the upper mount. This hoop is where the motor and the pump and the cylinder and everything go. So I took the original brackets, came down, went where the tow hooks bolt in, and right now I've just got it kind of tacked up there. A little flat plate on each side to support this. It'll tie into the bumper with two more bolts up here. And then I'm going to run a strap from this down to the lower mount, in addition to doing another mounting bolt up here inside the frame somewhere. Alright, so here's the latest on our ranch truck plow project. I've got the lower mounts done, the upper mounts done. The lower mount is tied into the upper mount so that stress is not all concentrated down there on the bottom. The only thing left is to mount the pivot back on the arm and put the blade on the pivot. And then we have to figure out what exactly we're going to do for a hoist system. This thing came with, and it may be in the bed of the truck actually. This thing came with this pump motor assembly right here, and I have no idea if it works or not. It's cable operated with those two valves right there. I'm thinking one is probably lift lower and the other one is probably left right. In the cab you have this assembly mounted to the firewall and then cables going in the cab, but when you pull a cable it closes that switch, and that would send power to a solenoid that would engage and run that motor, and then once the motor is running, the cable itself would move the valve and direct hydraulic fluid wherever it needs to go. So I've got to test that thing and see if it's any good. If it is, I've got to figure out this cable system and get it hooked up. All right, so there she is. There's a truck. There's our plow. You can see I've just got the plow. I jacked it up and bolted the chain together around the hoop. It turns out the motor that we got with this plow is garbage. So what we're probably going to end up doing is we can use this bolt right here and these holes that are drilled in the pivot frame. We can use that to kind of permanently set the angle. Not permanently, because you can change it, but it's nowhere as easy as having the cylinders on it, but that's okay. For the limited use this thing is going to have, we can get by with it locked in one position. And then we're looking at possibly getting an ATV winch and using it on this hoop somewhere for lift and lower. But that'll all work out in a few days. For now, I'm about to jack this thing up, straighten up my chock here a little bit. The tires on this pickup are garbage, absolute garbage. For one, they're about bald, but two, they are dry rotted something terrible. They're junk, they're dry rotted, they're falling apart. This one actually doesn't hold air that well anymore. But we have got some good, actually very good, used tires that are the correct size that will fit this thing. Now, if we were trying to use this to plow with regularly, we would go and get a pump. But since its only purpose in life is to do a parking lot, and a small one at that, this is what we're going with. It's a 2,500 pound ATV winch, wireless remote, which is nice because it saves me from having to run wires into the cab. These are our new used tires. They're Cooper ATPs, really good tires. They're worn a little on the edges, but the tread in the center and the tread on the other edge is still really good. So we're, we've got 4 of those now, and they're a major improvement if for no other reason, and they're not extremely dry rotted like the other ones were. All right, let me show you what we got going on here with the with the wiring. You got these two that go to your winch. I hope you can see this. I can't see the camera, so I'm doing the best I can, but these two go to the winch. These two go to the battery. There's a fuse or circuit breaker right there. And to reverse this motor, or any DC motor, all you do is reverse the polarity of the power going to it, which is what happens in this box. If you run positive to one side and negative to the other, it's going to turn one direction. If you reverse that, it's going to turn the other direction. So it's a really simple system. Alright, I got the winch wired up, got everything set. I think we're done. Let's see what it does. It works. We've got lots of good ground clearance for the blade. Not putting my feet under it, but the cable rolls right off the front of the spool down to that little chain link. The box is mounted right there out of the way down below the winch. Wires run straight behind the grill. I'm going to throw some split loom around all that, but they come around, whoopsie, tap into the battery and works like a charm. Alright, let's get her loaded up and go to town. Alright, the ranch truck is done. The white pickup, the bed's nice and done. This is actually the first load the white pickup will have towed. And this ought to be a pretty decent little test, because that trailer is about 4,000 pounds empty, and this truck, I'm going to ballpark, is probably 4,000 or 5,000 pounds by itself. So let me set you up here. Whoopsie, gotta turn it. And do I like that? Yeah, I can live with that. Can you live with that? We'll set you right there, and let's get loaded. I hope that doesn't fall. Yeah, we're going. Well, there she is, all dropped off and ready to go. Thanks for watching.